Hey everyone, welcome back to MB Studio, and today I'm here with a brand new video for you guys. I'm going to be talking about Riverdale Season 6, Episode 2, Chapter 97, Ghost Stories. This is the second episode of the Riverdale event, so we kind of have a lot to get into because pretty jam-packed episode, to be honest. I mean, normally when we're on Episode 2, we're still building the stories, but really we're kind of jumping right into action here, especially with the Lila Rona thing. But hey, it was a good episode. I personally, think I liked it better than the premiere. I think the stories, sure, they might have been annoying, but I think they were meaningful by the end. And I think um, everyone was kind of acting more in character this episode around, which I thought worked because last episode was just so odd. Because everyone, like I said, everyone was acting out of character. So I like how it felt a little bit more grounded this episode. Okay, so let's start with the whole Jughead and Tabitha thing. So pretty much, Jughead's kind of just being lazy. He's not hanging up the pictures. He's staying at home. Tabitha goes into work. I thought he was a waiter at Pops. I don't know what happened there, but I guess we are Riverdale, so things just change. But yeah. So he's a waiter at Pops. And Tabitha's getting annoyed with him. They find a secret room with a lot of scotch bottles, and it turned out that a couple died. The couple that lived in the apartment before died. It was like a murder-suicide or something like that, Sam and Diane. Um, and so they're kind of being haunted, I guess, by that past couple. Um, Tabitha gets even more annoyed when Jughead spends days at a time doing lame things and not cooperative towards what actually needs to be done in their apartment, to the point where she starts to have dreams of killing him, and it's just this Diane, and I guess supposed to reflect Diane killing Sam, Tabitha killing Jughead. Later on, Jughead actually writes a paper, but he tells Tabitha he doesn't let anyone read his vomit drafts. But Betty tells Tabitha Jughead let her read his vomit drafts. Vomit drafts, that's too big of a term that went around this episode. But so yeah, they pretty much, Jughead and Tabitha have a big fight back at their apartment that ends with Jughead's typewriter being broken. He says, "How could you? That was a gift from Betty," which, little Bughead crumb right there. I don't fully ship it, but for those Bughead fans, you got a little crumb right there. Honestly, I feel like the bugs in episode 1 was maybe supposed to be something for Bughead, like showing that that relationship is still hanging over them like a shadow, especially because Betty and Tabitha are close friends. Do I think it's going to happen soon? Probably not. I think it's still going to be, it's long game for Betty and Jughead, if ever. But for right now, just knows that there definitely was, it definitely seemed kind of important that they were laying that line down. But love confession, they make up. I thought it was kind of sweet. However, still doesn't make up for the fact that Jughead treated her wrong and she treated him wrong. Like, they really didn't apologize for it. It was just weird by the end. Like, I don't know. I just want some meaningful couple stories. And I think we'll get there eventually, but this one, I mean, I get it was like the ghost haunting them or whatever, but it still doesn't justify the actions that they did towards each other. Um, and I still ship them for the most part. I'm still not seeing the chemistry, though, with either of them, honestly. I mean, Jughead and Tabitha, last season, their chemistry was on fire, and now they're just, it's bland. I don't know what's wrong. Like, when they kiss, it's just not, I don't know. And maybe it's just because we're in like a Rivervale, so it's different. But let's talk Veronica and Reggie. So pretty much Reggie's dad is sick. He's in the hospital. But he gets a new car, one that reminds him exactly of his high school memories, Bella. Um, Veronica's like, why does this car mean so much to you? Because he's been spending a lot of time with the car. Reggie's kind of like hiding the story. He's not exactly sharing. Um, so and then he keeps having these visions of like this like lady in the back of the car that he drives around with. Someone, I don't know, decently close to his age. Well, older, but so, I'm not too old. But yeah, he keeps having like these visions of like this woman in the back of the car, and he hangs up a picture in there, and Veronica finds the picture of this lady. And then she talks to Mr. Weatherby, who says that this person was a teacher at Riverdale High who got fired because of sexual, like, inappropriate relationships with students. And we don't, but it turns out it did not happen with Reggie. She did not use Reggie. But unfortunately, Veronica already has destroyed Reggie's car without even talking to him about it first. So Reggie's car is destroyed and his dad died. So everything piled down on him on that. He lost two big things in his life. And Veronica was at the cost of one of them. And she didn't even apologize. Okay, here's the thing. Veronica annoyed me so much this episode. Like, her storyline still revolved around Reggie. Now, it's fine for Reggie to be in the spotlight, but Veronica just treated him horribly this episode. She broke his car, didn't even say sorry. She was like, Reggie Kins, here's a new car, and she hung out the picture of Bella in the new car. But it still doesn't justify what she did. Like the Joker and type of the thing, they need to apologize. Except here, Reggie wasn't really in the wrong. I mean, I feel so bad for him. Like, his dad died. He doesn't have like a moment to grieve. Veronica just goes into like planning the funeral mode, but she still doesn't fully comfort him. It's just it's upset, and their chemistry is just kind of bland to me now. Like, I don't know. And also, one side note is that the lighting is so dark. um, in this show, like the lighting, like it's like so dark. Like, I don't know what happened to it, but like there's like every scene is dark. It seems like now, but whatever. Let's talk about Lila Rona. So overall, I love this. Like this story, I mean, was definitely one of the best the best horror thing they've done in this show, like ever. This episode, because I loved it. So it starts out with this ghoulie fight. I don't exactly know what it's about. I mean, I know it's like the serpent prince and princess fell in love and they were at battle over it. Tony threw a knife at Darla Dickinson, who's back, but her son Danny stepped in front, and so Tony killed her son by accident. So now that's been haunting over her. She can't get it out of her head, even while talking like in therapy. Um, so we had that going on. And then meanwhile, Lila Rona comes to town, and like attacks Juniper, um, in the bathtub. And then there's like bruises all over her, but Cheryl's able to rescue her. So that's the first attack. Um, and then Lila Rona, um, like goes to, what is it? So, okay, so Betty has a case that she's working on where like there's been accusations that a mom drowned her daughter, but the mom thinks it's Lila Rona, a ghost or something along those lines. So Betty and Tony are investigating, and Tony comes across a like that like ghosts like Lila Rona are real. I'm probably saying it wrong, but I'm just going by what I think it is, Lila Rona or something like that. And then Betty wakes up, or, you know, while she's sleeping, Lila Rona comes into her room and takes the baby from her, which we didn't really get any emotional from Betty that she lost the baby in the first place, which is kind of sad. But, you know, Archie's not here anymore, at least for the next few episodes, so, you know, it would be different if he was there. They would be actually able to grieve. But yeah, so the baby's gone. So then Tony sees the baby well, not the baby, Lila Rona at Riverdale High. But she gets away before she can get to her. Meanwhile, you know, while she's talking to a protective services worker, while she's talking to yeah, so like Lila Rona comes in, like scares baby Anthony. So then she gives him to Fangs to watch over, like the servants like gather around baby Anthony and protect him. So then Betty and Tony go to Cheryl so they can try to summon this ghost, get him to get them to reveal thyself. That line stuck in my head. So then the ghost possesses Nana Rose, and pretty much her name's Martha, and she was summoned by Darla Dickinson. And I don't remember the whole story as to why she's the ghost. Something about her and her kids being thrown in Sweetwater River or something along those lines. I didn't fully understand the story. I'm not going to go into detail. But then it turns out Lila Rona took baby Anthony, so now Betty and Tony have to get him back. So they go to Sweetwater River. And here's what's unfortunate about this. Tony died. I know it's sad. Not for good, because she'll be back, definitely. But pretty much, she has the baby, or Lila Rona has the baby, and she pretty much says, I'm not gonna give you your baby back because like you killed someone, pretty much, because, you know, Darla Dickinson summoned the ghost and she's mad because Tony killed her son by accident, of course. So then Tony decides to sacrifice herself for her baby because she loves baby Anthony so much and she'll do anything for him, even sacrifice herself. And so she becomes the new Lila Rona and disappears into the water, giving baby Anthony to Betty. It was tough to watch. I'm heartbroken. Oh my, Tony killed me this episode. This is the first time she's getting a real storyline. Now she's dead. She'll be back, I know, but it's still, it was heartbroken. I was heartbroken over it. Like that, I was tear-eyed at that ending. Just Vanessa Morgan's acting was on point. She did such a great job. But that's kind of all I have to say. This was a great episode. Well, I wouldn't say great. I mean, it was better than last week's. I wasn't the storylines with the couples, man, but the Lila, Rona, and Tony and Betty stuff was great. Best story, in my opinion, that we've seen in Riverdale in a long time. So I'm going to get off of here, but anyways, thanks so much for watching the studio. Like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, and bye, everyone.